Alright. What's up, everybody? It is me, Colorless. This is my first, probably my YouTube video. It's gonna be like casual content like this that I post, but this is gonna be my build and my progression through Avengers on Black Widow. On the first level of the heroic right now. But this is my current stats. I really don't look up too many videos, but it's just something that's interesting to me. So this is where my distribution is. Obviously, I'm focusing like heavy on ranged. But yeah, we're at 2565. Crit chance 21%. I mean, I think that's decent. 1 out of 5, as long as you have a relatively high base damage. But like I said, I'm not sure what is reasonable. I'm not too worried about my heroic rating. I kind of just want to get my ranged and my defense rating up, because the majority of my heroic like orb generation, like if I'm going to be in fights, man, I gotta clean up my inventory. Majority of my orb generation is going to be from in fights. I'm trying to get the stat rolls on this last piece. I'm sorry if I'm kind of swaying into this real quick, but this is going to be the gear that I have equipped right now. Nothing too special, but I try to have intensity and precision. As you can see right here, I have successfully landed 16 hits in rapid succession without taking any damage to grant a heroic burst for all heroics. I personally would like to have the upgrade where it's 3 rapid kills granted damage buff. But the 16 hits in succession is nice. If you don't have your heroic, you can just switch to your pistols and just spam some shots, hit your 16 and get that quick burst as many times as you want, because you can keep that distance. Nimble protection vest, nothing special really on this, just that it has some precision. I haven't been able to get too many good precision rolls, as you can see. Right here, red room armaments. I'm pretty happy with this right now, I'm not gonna lie. Minus the initial thing, range attacks with pistol shot deal plasma damage. Once again, not familiar with everything that's available, but since I got the plasma damage on my heavy caliber shot, which is where the majority of my damage is coming through, to get me through these missions. Right now I'm the heroic, that's like the hive heroic, the solo hive heroic. I'm only at 5 out of 10. Close to being able to get this to max. I probably am going to hold on to this until 140. I probably will take that to 140. But then I got the lightweight protection gloves. Nothing special on this as well. 15% critical hit chance when invisible. So I mean, that's nice for whenever I go into Veil of Shadows. Once I'm in Veil of Shadows, if there's enough ads around, I can kind of keep that running through the whole time, just because of how quick, you know, you one-shot the enemies. Light combo finishers grant a defense buff. You know, you go in and every once in a while you'll try to hit that. But I'm rocking the Sacred Northstone of Lethal Will. I mean, the other ones are decent. I mean, you have Dark Hold, you know, you have these ones, but I think the damage buff increases duration of all buffs by 4 seconds, because you're going to be popping some buffs. So increase critical chance when the damage boost is active. So I mean, you pop that, you pop let me see, it's weird that I don't know what it's called. You pop that, and you pop your main abilities, like your intrinsic, you know, shadow ops. There's that shit. Your ultimate power surge, which is the one you're popping to get the initial damage buff. Then you have your support, which is Veil of Shadows. It's considered a support buff, but I mean, it's you do so much more damage. Like whenever you're in it, I just don't understand. Like, increase damage to nearby enemies when activating, and I mean, that's kind of worthless. Increase duration of Veil of Shadow by 3 seconds, and increase critical attack chance by 25. But personally, this is my favorite. Enemies defeated while Veil of Shadows is active have a 35% chance to drop heroic orbs. If you're like one-shotting enemies to clear out a room and then generate orbs for like later on whenever you're fighting the bigger enemies, I personally think Shadow Gifts is going to be the choice you're going for. I don't really know if anything else other than, you know, the standard. Once you have full build, obviously you're going to want that, you know, the duration is extended by 1.2 seconds for every single kill. You got Veil of Shadows Specialization 2, increased range of Veil of Shadows. I wasn't sure, I guess, what this would be useful for. I guess I could switch it to increase the duration of teammates remain invisible after being cloaked. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could do that. This one doesn't seem to really make a difference as much for you as an individual. It's definitely more the team-oriented thing. The range is good, but I think increasing the critical chance of my teammates is going to be better. So I'm actually going to swap that out while we're here. Widow's Bite Specialization, range of electric field. I like that because if you're panicking in a crowd, you can just start launching these into the crowd and hit a bunch of enemies. Taser Dart, I mean, it's decent for individual target. but I'm not trying to get close up, so I don't use lightning fist. This is just, you know, it comes with leveling it up. You get the upgrades. And I mean, before I finished looking at my ultimate and how that's set up, I don't believe I looked at these. Yeah, I do have a blue, but I couldn't pass up the triple precision, and I got double precision on this, so I've gotten lucky with those. But those are my my artifacts. Let me get back to the skills. Alrighty, back to specialty. Power Surge Specialization 1. Galvanic Bite. Ultimate specialization increases damage of Widow's Bite while Power Surge is active by 20%. Now, whenever you have a bunch of charges of this, and you go Cloak and you see a crowd of enemies, sometimes I will literally pop Veil of Shadows, pop Power Surge, pop my Nornstone, and I would literally just spam all 4 of the darts, or all 5, you know, however many of them there are, you know what I mean. However many that I can toss out. When I increase damage for staff attacks, I really don't go in melee. And I don't know, you do enough damage and spawn enough orbs that I would hope that my teammates can sustain themselves off the orbs that are dropping. So I'm really not too worried about regen packs dropping, just more standard upgrades, Power Surge, you know, interrupts. I really don't get close up at all ever, and you'll probably see that in videos that I post. Let's see, Power Surge Specialization 2. This, I don't know if this one is relatively, let's see if it's relatively useless, but we'll see. Increased stun damage on Power Surge is active. Extends the duration. I got the extended duration of Power Surge by 4 seconds. Nothing wrong with having more time. Damage resistance 30%, ready hit reaction. I mean, that could be useful as well. It just depends on how much damage you're taking, but I want as much time in Power Surge as I can have. So I just rocked that one. Intrinsic ability. This is just full tree. I mean, I can show you what it gives you once you hit max level if you're thinking about playing Black Widow. Critical hit chance when intrinsic ability is overcharged. Smoke grenade. It gives you the if it gives you the invisibility if you're overcharged. So if you're like all full red barred after you're beating some ass, you're putting down some shots and you throw some grenades, you'll get that invisibility. And once you go invisible, I don't know if this is the thing I'm not sure about. Veil of Shadows and invisibility. It's like I think they're 2 different statuses. But I haven't checked to see if I'll, you know, do more damage while invisible. I'm pretty sure I will, just based on this piece of gear that I have. Unless it's Veil of Shadows. Yeah, 15%. It says invisibility. It doesn't say Veil of Shadows. So, I will show you guys this this up close and in-game, you know what I'm saying? So here we go. Let's see. Alright, so I'm going to go out here and pop my buffs. There's a lot of heavier enemies, so I'm not going to really be able to generate orbs. Let's see if I can just tank this. 31k.
One of their agents is down.
And see, now right here is what I'm talking about, where you get caught up with all these guys. You can just toss out all these things and really just melt these larger enemies. Like, look at what happens to this Exo just from walking up and being around whenever I have all those Widow's Bites available now. If I actually had more ads around, I'd have hella orbs and I'd be, theoretically speaking, like permanently in Veil of Shadows, because it just lasts so long whenever you're able to generate orb after orb. And just to give you an example, you saw the orb that popped up. It's almost like, it seems like it happens more than 35%. I don't know if it does, but look how close to Veil of Shadows I am, and that's with a minimal amount of enemies around to generate more orbs. Like, I have Veil of Shadows around. Now imagine a more stacked up room where I'm able to generate more orbs off of smaller enemies. Like, I don't even need to go melee whenever this high cal shot does so much damage. Like, more than enough to like one-shot some enemies, and more than enough to take some out for your farm runs. Now, if you're getting up into the higher elite difficulties, you might, you know, be found with some problems. But the survivability on this build is relatively decent, considering you can just dip and dodge and really pick and choose where you want to get in and out of the fight. You'll always have the availability of, you know, things like that. And I'll show you guys an example when I go through the elevator, just in case there aren't enemies around. Say you're feeling low on resources and how to play passive with this build. What you're gonna do is what I had mentioned, pull out the dual pistols or your SMG to use that 16 rapid hit succession piece, and that'll be this right here until I get the piece that I want. Successfully land 16 hits in rapid succession without taking any damage to grant a heroic charge burst for all heroics. So And also you have this as well. Chance takedowns, granting heroic charge burst for all heroics. I mean, takedowns and, you know, granting rapid hits, you're gonna get your heroics through that. But if you need some now, you're in the middle of a boss fight, there's no ads around, there's no one to drop you some orbs. I'm gonna show you what you would do with this build to generate those. I mean, you got these guys, but you're gonna be using these pistols essentially, as long as you don't take damage like I just did. Just dodge around in between shots. I don't know why it seems like this. So there you go. You get one heroic charge orb or charge burst. Just keep on firing off shots. Just keep clicking as long as you're not getting hit. You got another one, and you can see that it charges it up pretty quick. Then you can switch back to your bread and butter, which is the high cal shot. Put in the heavier damage to take out the enemies that are further away. A lot of people don't realize this actually pierces if you charge it up. As you can see, it hit for the double 33k. So if you have enemies that are in front of you, whether or not that's a plasma damage exclusive, I'm not sure, but it does have that piercing damage. I just wanted to share this build with you because I feel like it's really self-sufficient. You can get through a lot of content without really needing any help. I'm sure there's other builds like that on characters, but it just keeps it feeling like a really fast-paced shooter. You can stay aimed down sights. It almost feels like I'm playing like a Warframe type game with the speed at which I'm moving through here. I do gotta get these materials, but I'll probably post some videos that just show some of the run stuff, but kind of content that I'll probably be putting out on the channel, relatively random builds, you know, stuff that I enjoy. See if I can't show what's going on in here in this room. If there's a boss battle, kind of demonstrate the Widow's Bite and the damage. Let's see, there might be a lot of ads in here so I can demonstrate the, you know, how it drops orbs. If there's, let's see. Yeah, we got a decent amount. We'll see what we can do in here. Oh man, I missed my shot. There goes an orb. And a lot of times, as long as the enemies don't see you, they're gonna drop an orb, I swear. There's another orb. There's another orb. There goes another orb. And the orb generation for your team that is really in the shit, like if there's more of them, and obviously if you can hit your shots better than I can, you're just doing enough damage in my opinion to support comfortably. And you have lots of utility to kind of slow down crowds, and you get the damage buff of Widow's Bite whenever you have your Power Surge active as well. So whenever you use Widow's Bite without Power Surge, you don't get that red lightning effect. You only get that whenever you have Power Surge active. And having Power Surge gives you enough of a defense boost to eat damage like that coming in from a you know, an Adaptoid that would otherwise possibly melt you if you don't have a respectable amount of defense. And you can just sit up here and do a lot of support damage, pick off the enemies that look like they're in the middle of you know, interrupting teammates. The heavy charge shot of this also knocks back and staggers heavy enemies, like heavy shielded enemies. So if you're looking for a fun, quick shooter style build to play with Widowmaker, I highly recommend this. It's just fun. You could probably max out some stats. I don't know if there's some dual pistol builds somewhere that might be a little bit better than this, but I don't know. I just find it really nice to clear rooms with, especially if enemies are stacked up. Like I said, you have the piercing capability on that heavy caliber shot or the high caliber shot, and yeah, it's just fun. I'll post a full video of some of these missions here in the near future of me running through these, but I just wanted to share that build with you guys. Your boy Colorless, that's how it's pronounced for the first video on the channel. A lot of people might mess it up, but yeah, I just wanted to share that build with you guys. Might post some more in the future, and yeah, peace out everybody. I love sharing builds.